Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tara. If you're new here, thanks for checking this video out. I'm a farmer in Northern California. I farm grain crops with my dad, and I planted my very own vineyard in April of 2018. Right now, I'm standing in my vineyard. I have 50 acres of Sauvignon Blanc. It's the fall season. We're coming up on dormancy and pruning, and I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of what I'm doing to make the pruning process easier this year. Normally, after a vineyard gets harvested, it gets pretty beat up, especially if it's getting mechanically harvested and not hand-picked. So the vines start losing their leaves, they start going dormant, which is totally normal. But because my vineyard did not get harvested this year, it's staying pretty green, it's growing a lot. I stopped watering to kind of help it go into dormancy, and now we're getting cooler weather. Actually, it's supposed to rain today, which will be our first rain of the season. But next year is going to be my first grape harvest. So my focus has been growth, just to let everything explode. This winter, I'll have a pretty big pruning. Last springish summer, we did a good train, and we're going to train again. But because everything is so overgrown and crazy, I'm having a tractor come through and hedge everything. That way, when a crew comes through to train it and prune it, it'll be just a little bit easier. One of my mentors sent over a tractor and a hedger. I'm not driving this one. Sometimes he lets me drive his tractors and implements, but not this time, and I'm not upset about it. But I'll show you guys out in the vineyard what this is doing. It's going to help make the pruning process a little easier. This thing looks dangerous. One day, I'm sure I'll own one, but not today. I'll be honest, I don't talk about the vineyard very often because I feel like I don't know anything. I am still learning so much, and I'm probably going to say a lot of wrong things. I'm probably going to say a lot of stupid things, but hopefully in a year, 2 years, I'll go back and laugh at myself because I'll know what I'm talking about then. So I'm going to show you guys the vineyard. I'm going to show you a little bit of the crazy growth that's going on, which is a really positive thing. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like after the tractor goes through and hedges it. Hedging the vineyard right now is going to help when the pruners come through because there will be a little bit less wildness going on. But hedging also leaves enough growth out there because part of the vineyard still needs to be trained. There was a big portion of it that got trained already, but you know, there's little pieces here and there that still need a main arm to go down the wire. So let's go check it out. So here's a row that has not been hedged yet. If you guys have seen pictures of my vineyard before, it looks pretty crazy. We've had some wind and it is starting to go dormant, so the leaves are getting a little bit thinner, which is totally fine. But you can see there's a lot of growth going on here. I mean, there's the top. We've got all these arms coming out, all these branches. It's pretty wild over here. So we'll walk over just a couple rows. Let's see. Okay, so this one's been hedged already. I don't know. Unfortunately, I have a lot of weeds and there is a lot of green, so it might be a little bit hard to tell, but I'm going to try to get up close and show you guys what it looks like now that these rows have been hedged. As you can see, it's a lot more open. Here's like, so you can, it's a little bit rough, but that's not how they're going to be left. We're going to have a crew come through and actually prune everything still, and that'll clean it up. But this just got a little bit of the craziness off. And we're also going to have to go through and mow and disc everything down. But hopefully this will help. Oh, looks like I had a vine that didn't grow here. Oh, yes, I did. this guy needs to get trained up. So see, there's some have been trained. So here the vine came up. Here's one arm down, and there's the arm on the other side. But that one over there still needs to be trained. If anyone is curious why we didn't pick grapes this year, I just wanted to focus on growth. So yes, it grew grapes, but they probably didn't reach the right sugar, which more or less means they just didn't mature in time. And being only second year growth, I didn't want to beat them up too bad. You can really kill the vine from that. But hopefully I made all the right moves to have a really wonderful crop next year. So a lot of this green on the ground is trimmings. There's still some that come down and keep from getting cut, but those will get hand pruned. So this is a nice length, because if there's an arm that needs to be trained up, it should hopefully be long enough. And this will leave enough for the hand pruners to come in, but they're not going to be fighting the vines. And I did some hand pruning earlier, and it was a little rough out here. It's looking nice now. Well, it is our first rain of the year, and it's raining. My vines are gonna be happy. It's coming down. I know you're all already gonna tell me that I'm dressed like it's 5 degrees outside, and if you're new here, this is just how I dress. Anyways, I got my yearly gift from Gallo. Thought I'd show you guys. All my grapes are contracted with Gallo Winery. And every year they bring me a little Christmas present. Oh, sorry. I actually get 2 of these every Christmas. Let's see what we got. Chardonnay. Oh, I like this brand. Prophecy. Yeah. Jay's. This looks like it's gonna be champagne. They're really good. I'm actually gonna give this to a friend for Christmas, I think. Pinot Noir. What is your guys' favorite wine? You have a favorite brand? Oh, Zinfandel. Lodi Zin is very famous. Bear Flag, I always like their bottles because it's not like a sticker label. It's like right on the bottle. I feel like I got some of these exact bottles. Oh, this is a really good brand. Just a few that I will never drink, unfortunately. Little fun fact about myself, I rarely drink at all. I'm not a big drinker. And if I do drink, I drink white wine, which I used to hate wine. And when I decided to plant a vineyard, I figured, well, I better start liking wine. But I normally will open a bottle of wine and it'll go bad before I finish it. So if any of these look good to me, I'll save them because wine can last a while. But otherwise, I'll be giving them away. Yeah. Still pretty cool, though, to get pretty much 2 cases of wine for Christmas. Out here in the vineyard today, I took some video. I'm gonna have to look at the timestamp on that because honestly, it could have been a month ago. They started hedging and then the next day it started raining, and it's been raining a while. I mean, we haven't gotten an insane amount of rain, but it's been raining. It's been slowing them down, which is totally fine, but they just got back started again. So I talked a little bit about the hedging process the first day when I was recording, but like I said, there was a pretty big gap in between. So this is a row that has not been hedged yet. These vines are probably a lot more yellow than they were in my last clip, which is good because it means that they're actually starting to go dormant now. All the vines in this area are pretty much completely dormant other than mine. Mine just had so much vigor and they were not harvested this year. So that really kept them, you know, lively. They didn't get beat up by a harvester. So you can see lots of growth. Everything is wild out here, which is honestly great. That's what I want to see. The reason I have the hedger come through is it saves me a little time and money on pruning. So let's see, this row just got finished. So as you can see, not as much crazy growth going on. These have all been chopped, but there is still plenty of growth there to have people come through and prune these, but they're not going to be fighting them as much as they would be if I didn't hedge first. So I'm hoping this will give the crews a little bit of an easier time. And like I said, it's going to save me time and money. And as a new farmer, I got to take a break where I can, but I still definitely don't want to risk, you know, the quality of my grapes, the quality of my vines. So this is really nice. It just takes a little bit off and it's looking great. I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes today, as long as it doesn't rain. Here's a before. You can see lots of growth, lots of growth. And here's after. You can see it's really trimmed up on each side. So you can see, just trim them a little bit shorter. Pretty much see the line there. This side's got a lot more leaves on it, but it's also the same. It's trimmed right about here.